Green energy. Let us start from the weather summit. In the weather summits, we are listening to terms like global warming, ozone layer damage, and climate change. You are listening about greenhouse gases also frequently. What are the greenhouse gases? Water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, fluorinated gases. All these are greenhouse gases. And out of the different components of the greenhouse gases, carbon dioxide is maximum. It is around 80% of the total. Here, there is a slide about the greenhouse effect. What is actually greenhouse effect? Greenhouse is an enclosure usually found in a garden. The enclosure will be having for its roof glass. It will be having glass roof. Its sides also will be most probably made of glass. So, when the sun rays are falling on the greenhouse, the rays are easily allowed in. Those rays get into the greenhouse and heat the things inside the greenhouse. And after some time, when the sunlight is not there, the hot materials within the greenhouse will start radiating heat outside. But this heat radiation is long waves, whereas sunlight is short waves. Sunlight will be easily allowed into the greenhouse, but this infrared rays will not be allowed to get out of the greenhouse. With the result, the greenhouse will be hotter. Its temperature will increase. This is in short what is called greenhouse effect. Similar thing is happening on the surface of the earth also. Sun rays are getting into the atmosphere of the earth, and after heating the objects on their surface, when the objects on the earth are radiating the heat outside, it is not allowed to escape. So, the surface of earth becomes hotter and hotter. This is called global warming, and this picture shows the atmospheric carbon dioxide over the years from 1960 up to 2020. It is on increase. It's always increasing. What is the cause of this global warming? The main cause is the burning of fossil fuels. 80% of electricity is produced from fossil fuels. So, production of electricity is one of the reasons of global warming. Is there any solution for this? Yes, there is. Generation of electricity from renewable sources is the answer. The generation of electricity should change from fossil fuel to renewable sources. Now, more and more electricity is being produced from renewable sources, but so far this has reached only 1% of the total. Renewable source electricity is mainly wind and solar, but there is a disadvantage for renewable source. Both these sources, wind and solar, both are infirm. That means it is not steady. Solar is available only when sun shines. Wind is continuously changing. So these are the limitations. We do not have a cost-effective method to store electricity. If we had a method of storing electricity, we could have used sunshine to produce electricity and store it and get it back during night time. But because we do not have a cost-effective method, we cannot resort to that. Hence, we cannot totally depend on solar or wind. Now, what is the solution? The solution is hydrogen. Hydrogen can be used to generate electricity, to run vehicles, to heat homes, etc. It can be used for almost all purposes for which electricity is used now. Now 96% of hydrogen is produced by reforming methane. But this produces carbon dioxide also in the process. What are the demerits of hydrogen? When hydrogen is burnt, the flame is not visible. Hydrogen is a colorless, odorless gas. We also need an odorant to detect leaks if this is used as a cooking gas. How can hydrogen be of help? Hydrogen was always projected as the fuel for future. Hydrogen has great potential as a non-polluting fuel. The concept of clean energy. Moving to clean energy creates more jobs. This is the result of a recent report. Clean energy is sustainable energy. That is another advantage. Whether it is cost effective? Yes, it is going to be cost effective. The price of solar power has come down by 89% since 2010. Now it is only around rupees 2 per kWh. There is increasing momentum for a reduction of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere or carbon neutrality. Renewable energy comes from sources that are constantly being replenished, such as hydropower, wind, or solar energy. What is clean energy? Clean energy are of those types which do not release pollutants into the air. Now, what is green energy? Green energy is that which comes from natural sources such as sun and wind. Let us have a look at the Indian scenario. India is a large renewable energy market in the world, ranking third in solar, fourth in wind, and fifth in hydropower capacity. What is the scope? India set out the world's largest expansion plan for renewable energy, a 5 times increase of installed capacity to 450 gigawatts by 2030, a very ambitious program. India plans to set up 50 solar parks and ultra-mega solar power projects targeting over 40,000 megawatts. Who are the main players in India? Adani Green Energy, Tata Power, NTPC, and NHPC. Now, let us see what is India's role. Let us listen to the words of the Minister for Science and Technology. He says, by producing green hydrogen on a large scale and taking advantage of its geographical location, India has a potential to transform itself from a net importer of fossil fuel to an exporter of clean energy. Referring to the National Hydrogen Mission announced by Prime Minister during his Independence Day speech, the Minister of Science and Technology said, this reflects India's commitment to working in mitigating climate change. Now, when we are talking about hydrogen, you will have to specify which hydrogen. How can there be different hydrogens? All the hydrogens are H2, but there is some difference. Hydrogen produced from fossil fuels via carbon-intensive process is called grey hydrogen, as the process releases a lot of carbon dioxide. Grey hydrogen becomes blue hydrogen when the carbon dioxide given out during its production is locked up through carbon capture and storage processes. Then what is green hydrogen? Green hydrogen is released via electrolysis of water with energy from renewable sources. How can green hydrogen help? Hydrogen, being the most abundant element in the universe, is found in complex molecules such as water or hydrocarbons, abundantly available. Hydrogen is an energy carrier, which means it has to be produced or extracted and stored before it can be used. What is the byproduct in the process? Unlike common combustion engines, which creates harmful byproducts like nitrogen oxide, the only byproduct of hydrogen fuel is water. It will not pollute the atmosphere. Combusting 1 kilo of hydrogen releases 3 times more energy than 1 kilo of gasoline and produces only water as the byproduct. Energy conversion. Hydrogen fuel cell, which is an electrochemical cell, converts the chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen into electricity, whose waste product is only water. What is the advantage of a fuel cell? Fuel cells can produce electricity continuously as long as hydrogen and oxygen are supplied to them. What is the situation in India? 90% of India's energy demand is met by imported fossil fuel. India's share of renewable energy is going up each day, and it is expected to be 50% by 2030. The tariff from renewable energy is now less than ₹2, which is already one of the lowest in the world. What's the effect on carbon dioxide emissions? Despite this, renewable energy can help in the reduction of carbon dioxide only by 45% to 50%. The role of green hydrogen. Green hydrogen can be produced by using solar energy to split water in electrolyzer with oxygen as the only byproduct. What is the role of green hydrogen in a power utility? How can we make use of green hydrogen in a power utility? The informed power from wind and sunshine can be used to produce green hydrogen, and the hydrogen can be stored. This can be used to generate power when natural sources are not there. It can be an alternative for pumped storage schemes. Storage of power. The peak load demand can be managed using green hydrogen stored power generation. Respected senior engineers and my dear friends, I am extremely happy to note that the AGB of our association is going to be conducted on 9th October. I am excited and a little thrilled to note that a discussion will be conducted on the theme of green hydrogen. The theme is of topical importance for a power utility. Solar power can help a utility like KSEB Limited only during daytime. If excess power is generated in the form of green hydrogen, fuel cells can supply us power during night. I congratulate Engineers Association for selecting this theme for the seminar and wish all the best in making the discussion happen. There is a saying in English, make hay while sun shines. Now, let us make power while sun shines. Thank you.